All right, boys and girls. So I'm doing as many have, changing out the carrier bearing on a 2018 RZR XP4 1000. And the bit of research I did online, trying to figure out how to do it, well, there's no videos. So I kind of figured it out. A lot of people are saying you got to take out all of the plastics and these supports and everything we don't. What I did, pretty simple. Of course, take out the pin off your front diff so you can get your yoke off. Slip that out, and then underneath, under there, of course, this is where your carrier bearing would be. Right here, of course, I took it out. There's the back of the front drive shaft. Of course, your shield's in there and everything. But what I did is, you can see, I'll have to get it from the top, but drilled the hole in the one piece of plastic up there to be able to get my extension through to get that bolt. It's a bastard. That one, super easy. So once I got, I'll show you the hole in a minute, but once I got this bolt off, of course the front drive line's detached. So I pulled it forward, got it separated, and then pulled the rear part of the shaft forward off of the transmission, and I was able to take and wedge the pillow on the bearing against this beam, and just a couple good hard yanks and it popped off. Some guys may not have that luck, I don't know. But once you get that popped off, then of course you can just slip your rear shaft right out under the belly here. I was able to come out in front of this and just go straight down. So that came out pretty easy. Of course, you do gotta take quite a bit apart. I just took off the front part of the center console, the rear part, and then this hole right here is the hole I drilled, and it allows you straight down access to get to that left or that passenger side bolt. I just drilled it big enough to get a 3/8 extension through there, but it's not super complicated. Doesn't take a whole lot of beer. Of course, you gotta take the skid plate off, but I mean, there's your rear. Once you're done, it's just fairly simple. Beat that off and clean her up and put a new one on. So I don't know if this will help anybody or not. I hope it does. Either which way, it's a lot simpler than people make it. This front pin, that's an absolute whore. I found if you just lift the suspension a little bit, crank the tire, you can get an angle in here to rest your punch on the side, and then just essentially slide your hammer against with the lower A-arm, and you get a direct blow and it pops out. A lot better once I figured that out, but for the most part, not a terrible deal. I went with the Super ATV, just the cast aluminum. I didn't really think I needed the billet, but either which way, good upgrade for any RZR. We all know the factory carrier bearings junk. Those of you who don't know what it looks like, grab it right quick. So the outer housing is just this pillow. It's I mean, it's pretty squishy. It's just rubber, kind of junk if you ask me. Bearing can run inside there. It's not a good seat. My bearing wasn't really bad, but just good to have just in case it does. So all right, boys, well, hopefully that helps somebody out. Hopefully somebody can see this and Not have to struggle like I did. Thanks.